Welcome to HPM classes. Hope you all are doing well. In the previous video, we have seen the process of nutrition in different organisms. पिछले वीडियो में हमने देखा था कैसे different organisms अपने खाने से nutrition लेते हैं. Now, in this video, we will start respiration. Before starting, we will have to understand that respiration is a process which takes place in two steps. In step number 1, which is breathing, we inhale oxygen which reaches up to our lungs, from where it is diffuses into the blood, and with the help of bloodstream it reaches up to our cells. Within the cell, cellular respiration, which is the second step of respiration, takes place, during which the carbohydrate which we take during our nutrition get dissociated with the help of oxygen and releases energy. During this process, the carbon dioxide which is released diffuses again into the bloodstream and reaches up to the lungs, from where it is expelled out into the air. These are the very simple activities given in the NCERT book. So today we are going to discuss this. In activity 6.4, first of all, you will have to take 2 test tubes filled with lime water, freshly made lime water. सबसे पहले आप 2 टेस्ट ट्यूब्स लोगे, उसमें freshly prepared lime water लोगे, and the chemical formula for lime water is CaOH twice. And the property of lime water is that when it is mixed with carbon dioxide gas, it turns milky. Now, you will have to blow air with the help of the pichkari or syringe in test tube A. And in test tube B, you will blow air from your mouth through the lime water. अब ऑब्जर्व करेंगे कि कौन सी टेस्ट ट्यूब में लाइम वाटर मिल्की पहले हो रहा है. सो लाइम वाटर विल गेट मिल्की इन टेस्ट ट्यूब A within few minutes. And in test tube B, it will take some time. This proves that the air which we exhale while breathing out has carbon dioxide in it. जो हवा हम सांस के साथ छोड़ते हैं उसमें कार्बन डाइऑक्साइड होती है. Now we will start activity 6.5, for which we will have to take some fruit juice or sugar solution, in which we will add yeast. Yeast is an unicellular organism which belong to the family fungi. Take this mixture in a test tube fitted with a 1-hole cork. एक ऐसे टेस्ट ट्यूब में इस मिक्सचर को हम डालेंगे जिसके ऊपर कॉर्क फिटेड होगा, जिसमें 1 होल होगा. उस होल से एक बेंड ग्लास ट्यूब इंसर्ट करेंगे और उसी ग्लास ट्यूब का जो एंड पार्ट होगा वो हम डिप करेंगे एक ऐसे टेस्ट ट्यूब में जिसमें फ्रेशली प्रिपेयर्ड लाइम जूस होगा. बेटा, ड्यूरिंग फर्मेंटेशन ईस्ट रिलीजेस कार्बन डाइऑक्साइड along with ethanol. तो हम इस एक्सपेरिमेंट के थ्रू यही प्रूव करने की कोशिश कर रहे हैं कि even yeast releases carbon dioxide while respiration. So within few minutes the lime water will turn milky. We have discussed nutrition in organisms in the last section. The food material taken in during the process of nutrition is used in the cell to provide energy for various life processes. Diverse organisms do this in different ways. Some use oxygen to break down glucose completely into carbon dioxide and water, and some use other pathways that do not involve oxygen. In all cases, the first step is the breakdown of glucose, a 6-carbon molecule, into a 3-carbon molecule called pyruvate. This process takes place in the cytoplasm. Now let me remind you what the cytoplasm exactly is. Cytoplasm is a fluid substance that fills each cell. Further, the pyruvate may be converted into ethanol and carbon dioxide. This process takes place in yeast during fermentation. Since this process takes place in the absence of oxygen, it is called as aerobic respiration. तो बेटा, yeast fermentation के दौरान pyruvate को ethanol में convert करता है और इस process को कहा जाता है anaerobic respiration. Anaerobic means in the absence of oxygen. So breakdown of pyruvate using oxygen takes place in the mitochondria. Here we can see in this picture that the pyruvate which has been formed in cytosol. Cytosol में pyruvate का production हुआ, then it enters into the mitochondrial boundary, and after entering into the mitochondria, it will break down into carbon dioxide while releasing energy. This process breaks up the 3 carbon pyruvate molecules to give 3 molecules of carbon dioxide. The other product is water. Since this process takes place in the presence of air, so this is called as aerobic respiration. Means in the presence of oxygen. The release of energy in this aerobic process is a lot greater than in the anaerobic process. Beta, during aerobic process, almost 36 ATP energy is gained, and during anaerobic respiration, just 2 ATP energy is gained. Sometimes when there is lack of oxygen in our muscle cells, while doing rigorous exercises, while running continuously, another pathway for the breakdown of pyruvate is taken. Here the pyruvate is converted into lactic acid, which is also a 3 carbon molecule. This buildup of lactic acid in our muscles during sudden activity causes cramps. जब lactic acid का accumulation हो जाता है हमारे muscle cells में, तो हमें cramps feel होते हैं. Now we are going to discuss the figure 6.8, which is very important from the exam point of view. During this process, first of all, glucose, which is a 6 carbon molecule, get converted into pyruvate, which is 3 carbon molecule, and while doing so, energy is released. This process takes place both during aerobic as well as anaerobic respiration, and it takes place inside the cytoplasm of the cell. Now this pyruvate get converted into ethanol along with the carbon dioxide while releasing energy in the absence of oxygen, as in yeast. And when there is oxygen, this pyruvate get converted into carbon dioxide along with water while releasing energy, and this process takes place inside the mitochondria of the cell. And in our muscle cells, if there is lack of oxygen, this pyruvate get converted into lactic acid while releasing energy. Now we will try to understand the difference between aerobic and anaerobic respiration. So first of all, we will take up the first characteristic, which is the starting material. So during aerobic respiration, the starting material is glucose, and during anaerobic respiration also the starting material is glucose. The first step in both the processes is glycolysis, means the breakdown of glucose into 2 molecules of pyruvate. Then third characteristic is use of oxygen. So during aerobic respiration, oxygen is used, and during anaerobic respiration there is no use of oxygen. Then the location where these processes takes place. So aerobic respiration takes place in cytoplasm and then in mitochondria, and anaerobic respiration completely takes place only in cytoplasm. The products which are formed after these processes, so during aerobic respiration, water along with the carbon dioxide is produced, and during anaerobic respiration, if we talk about our muscle cells, lactic acid is produced. Number of ATP produced, so during respiration 38 ATP are produced, from which net gain is 36 ATP, and during anaerobic respiration 4 ATP are produced, out of which the net gain is just 2 ATP. The energy released during the cellular respiration is immediately used to synthesize a molecule called ATP. जो एनर्जी रिलीज होती है सेलुलर रेस्पिरेशन के दौरान वो यूज होती है ATP के प्रोडक्शन के लिए, विच इज़ यूज टू फिल ऑल अदर एक्टिविटीज़ इन द सेल्स, जो सेल्स की सारी एक्टिविटीज़ को कंट्रोल करता है, सारी एक्टिविटीज़ में हेल्प करता है. In these processes, ATP is broken down, giving rise to a fixed amount of energy which can drive the endothermic reaction takes place in the cell. And while doing so, ये करते हुए ATP ब्रेक डाउन हो जाता है और एनर्जी देता है, एनर्जी रिलीज करता है, और ये एंडोथर्मिक रिएक्शन परफॉर्म करता है सेल में. ATP is the energy currency for most cellular processes. The energy released during the process of respiration is used to make ATP मॉलिक्यूल फ्रॉम ADP एंड इनऑर्गेनिक फॉस्फेट। जो रेस्पायरेशन के दौरान एनर्जी रिलीज होती है वो ATP और इनऑर्गेनिक फॉस्फेट के साथ ATP का प्रोडक्शन करती है। बेटा ADP का फुल फॉर्म होता है एडेनोसिन डाइफॉस्फेट और ATP का फुल फॉर्म होता है एडेनोसिन ट्राइफॉस्फेट। So here we can see the reaction in which ADP combines with inorganic phosphate, and in the presence of energy it is getting converted into ATP, which is adenosine triphosphate. Endothermic processes in the cell then use this ATP to drive the reactions. Now let me tell you what the endothermic processes are. An endothermic process is one in which heat has to be supplied to the system from the surrounding. So it is energy taking process, heat taking process, energy taking process, in which the energy is taken by the system from the surrounding. When the terminal phosphate linkage in ATP is broken using water, the energy equivalent to 30.5 kilojoule molecule is released. तो बेटा ATP इंडोथर्मिक प्रोसेसेस के दौरान ATP ब्रेक डाउन होता है, एनर्जी रिलीज करता है और ADP में कन्वर्ट हो जाता है और फॉस्फेट ग्रुप अलग हो जाता है. And during this process, almost 30.5 kilojoule per molecule of energy is released. ATP can be used in the cells for the contraction of muscles, protein synthesis, conduction of nerve impulses, and many more other activities. Since the aerobic respiration pathway depends on oxygen, aerobic organisms need to ensure that there is sufficient intake of oxygen. क्योंकि एरोबिक रेस्पिरेशन ऑक्सीजन की प्रेजेंस में होता है, तो जो भी ऑर्गेनिजम्स एरोबिक रेस्पिरेशन परफॉर्म करते हैं उन्हें सफिशिएंट अमाउंट में ऑक्सीजन चाहिए होता है. We have seen that plants exchange gases through stomata, and the large intercellular spaces ensure that all cells are in contact with air. Carbon dioxide and oxygen are exchanged by diffusion here. Now let's see what the diffusion is. So diffusion is the process in which the molecules move from a region of higher concentration to a region of lower concentration until the concentration becomes equal throughout. They can go into cells or away from them and out into the air. With the help of this diffusion process, the gases get transferred within the cells, and sometimes if the plant cell doesn't need it, it will go out into the air. The direction of diffusion depends upon the environmental condition and the requirement of the plant. At night, when there is no photosynthesis, रात के समय फोटोसिंथेसिस नहीं होती, प्लांट को कार्बन डाइऑक्साइड नहीं चाहिए होता. कार्बन डाइऑक्साइड एलिमिनेशन इज अ मेजर एक्सचेंज एक्टिविटी गोइंग ऑन. रात के समय सबसे ज़्यादा कार्बन डाइऑक्साइड रिलीज करता है प्लांट. During the day, carbon dioxide generated during respiration is used up for the photosynthesis. जो रेस्पायरेशन के थ्रू कार्बन डाइऑक्साइड रिलीज हुआ था उसे प्लांट डे टाइम पे फोटोसिंथेसिस के लिए यूज कर लेते हैं. हेंस देयर इज नो कार्बन डाइऑक्साइड रिलीज. इंस्टेड ऑक्सीजन रिलीज इज अ मेजर इवेंट इन दिस टाइम. ड्यूरिंग डे टाइम ऑक्सीजन सबसे ज़्यादा रिलीज होता है. Animals have evolved different organs for the uptake of oxygen from the environment and for getting rid of carbon dioxide produced. बेटा एनिमल्स की बॉडी इस हिसाब से इवॉल्व हुई है कि उनके ऑर्गन्स ऑक्सीजन का अपटेक करते हैं और इन्वायरमेंट में अपना कार्बन डाइऑक्साइड रिलीज करते हैं. टेरेस्ट्रियल एनिमल्स कैन ब्रीथ द ऑक्सीजन इन द एटमॉस्फेयर. वी लैंड एनिमल्स कैन ब्रीथ द ऑक्सीजन इन द एयर वेरी easily. But animals that live in water need to use the oxygen dissolved in water. But जो organisms पानी में रहते हैं उन्हें ऑक्सीजन dissolved form में चाहिए. An average respiratory rate for a fish range from 99 to 120 breath per minute, while the normal respiration rate for an adult at rest is 12 to 20 breaths per minute. Since the amount of dissolved oxygen is fairly low in compared to the amount of oxygen in the air, बेटा डिजॉल्व फॉर्म में ऑक्सीजन का अमाउंट काफ़ी कम होता है इन कंपेयर टू द ऑक्सीजन विच इज़ प्रेजेंट इन द एयर. द रेट ऑफ ब्रीदिंग इन एक्वेटिक ऑर्गेनिजम्स इज मच फास्टर. इसीलिए ऑर्गेनिजम्स जो पानी में रहते हैं उनकी ब्रीदिंग रेट बहुत ज़्यादा होती है. than that seen in the terrestrial organisms. Fishes take in water through their mouths and forces past the gills, where the dissolved oxygen is taken up by blood. फिशेस जो वाटर माउथ के थ्रू अंदर लेके जाती हैं वो फोर्सफुली अपने गिल्स के पास भेजती हैं और गिल्स में से ऑक्सीजन डिजॉल्व होके उनके ब्लड स्ट्रीम में चला जाता है. Terrestrial organisms use oxygen in the atmosphere for respiration. This oxygen is absorbed by different organs in different animals. All these organs have a structure that increases the surface area which is in contact with the oxygen-rich atmosphere. डिफरेंट ऑर्गेनिजम्स में डिफरेंट ऑर्गन्स होते हैं जो ऑक्सीजन को एब्जॉर्व करने में हेल्प करते हैं. Since the exchange of oxygen and carbon dioxide has to take place across the surface, this surface is very fine and delicate. So it is usually placed within the body. So there has to be passages that will take air to this area. क्योंकि ये organs body के अंदर होते हैं, क्योंकि ये बहुत delicate होते हैं, soft होते हैं, तो एक पैसेज ज़रूरी होता है ताकि एयर इन तक पहुंच सके, ताकि ऑक्सीजन का फ्लो डायरेक्टली इन तक पहुंच सके. इन एडिशन देयर इज़ अ मैकेनिज्म फॉर मूविंग द एयर टू एंड आउट ऑफ दिस एरिया वेयर द ऑक्सीजन इज एब्जॉर्ब्ड. और एक मैकेनिज्म ज़रूरी है जिससे एयर अंदर आए और बाहर निकल सके और ऑक्सीजन का एब्जॉर्प्शन हो सके. इन ह्यूमन बीइंग्स एयर इज टेकन इनटू द बॉडी थ्रू द नॉस्ट्रल्स. The air passes through the nostrils is filtered by fine hairs that line the passage. The passage is also lined with mucus, which helps in the process. From here, the air passes through the throat and into the lungs. Rings of cartilage are present in the throat. These ensure that the air passage does not collapse. बेटा जो air passage है, which takes the oxygen up to our lungs, वो बहुत ही soft और delicate है. और जस्ट टू इंश्योर कि वो कोलैप्स ना हो जाए उसके अराउंड कार्टिलेज की रिंग्स हैं. दिस इज अ फिगर फ्रॉम योर बुक. दिस इज शोइंग द होल रेस्पिरेटरी सिस्टम इन ह्यूमंस. नाउ वी विल ट्राई टू अंडरस्टैंड द ह्यूमन रेस्पिरेटरी सिस्टम विद द हेल्प ऑफ दिस फिगर. बिफोर स्टार्टिंग अप we should know the parts of human respiratory system. The first part from where the air enters is our nose or mouth. Then throat. In throat we have pharynx, larynx and trachea. Then large airways which are bronchi. Then small airways which are bronchioles, which are connected with alveoli. Alveoli is surrounded with blood capillaries. And the membrane which alveoli has is very thin, from where the oxygen gets diffused into the bloodstream and reaches up to our cells. Do you know smoking is injurious to health? Lung cancer is one of the common causes of deaths in the world. The upper part of the respiratory tract is provided with small hair-like structures called cilia. These cilia help to remove germs, dust, and other harmful particles from inhaled air. Smoking destroys these hair, due to which germs, dust, smoke, and other harmful chemicals enter lungs and cause infection, cough, and even lung cancer. So now we will see what the cilia is. This is the figure of cilia. It is helping in pushing the mucus out, which is filled with the dust and germs. The alveoli provide a surface where the exchange of gases takes place. The walls of the alveoli contains an extensive network of blood vessels. As we have seen in earlier years, when we breathe in, we lift our ribs and flatten our diaphragm. And the chest cavity becomes larger as a result. Because of this, air is sucked into the lungs and fills the expanded alveoli. The blood brings carbon dioxide from the rest of the body and release into the alveoli. And the oxygen in the alveolar air is taken up by the blood in the alveolar blood vessels to be transported to all the cells in the body. Beta, during respiration, carbon dioxide blood के थ्रू alveoli तक पहुंचता है और डिफ्यूज होकर alveoli में एंटर करता है और ऑक्सीजन alveolar लेयर से डिफ्यूज होके ब्लड स्ट्रीम में आ जाता है, from where it is get transported to each and every cell of our body. During the breathing cycle, when air is taken in and let out, the lungs always contain a residual volume of air so that there is sufficient time for oxygen to be absorbed and for the carbon dioxide to be released. So here we have to understand what the residual volume is. Residual volume is the volume of air remaining in the lungs after maximum forceful expiration. जब हम बहुत तेज सांस बाहर निकालते हैं तो भी कुछ अमाउंट एयर का हमारे लंग्स में होता है. That is residual volume. In other words, it is a volume of air that cannot be expelled, thus causing the alveoli to remain open at all times. When the body size of animal is large, the diffusion pressure alone cannot take care of oxygen delivery to all parts of the body. Instead, respiratory pigments take up oxygen from the air in the lungs and carry it to tissues which are deficient in oxygen before releasing it. In human beings, the respiratory pigment is hemoglobin, which is made up of globulin protein and heme group, which has a very high affinity for oxygen. This pigment is present in the red blood corpuscles. Carbon dioxide is more soluble in water than oxygen is, and hence is mostly transported in the dissolved form in our blood. There are three means by which carbon dioxide is transported in the bloodstream from the tissues and back to the lungs. The first process is in the form of dissolved gas. Second process is in the form of bicarbonate. And third one is in the form of carbaminohemoglobin by binding with the hemoglobin and other proteins. Now let us take a quick revision of what we have learned so far. The process of respiration in plants involves using the sugars produced during photosynthesis plus oxygen to produce energy for plant growth. Respiration takes place in the mitochondria of the cell in the presence of oxygen, which is called aerobic respiration. Respiration which takes place in the cytoplasm of the cell in the absence of oxygen, which is called anaerobic respiration. Anaerobic respiration releases less energy than aerobic respiration. Respiration is the process by which energy is released from food in our body. The function of respiratory system is to breathe in oxygen and to breathe out carbon dioxide. With the help of lungs, gases are exchanged between the blood and the air. In the next class, we will take up the topic transportation. Till then, thank you.